Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You loved, celebrated, and appreciated. Gabon military leader has shocked the world. We are all in shock. Like we are wondering what is happening, what is going on, and how did he shake the world, or how is he shocking the world? Is this recent decision, just recently where he clocked 50? There was an announcement he made, and that is what everybody are like, what do you mean? Like, what are you saying? Gabon was also a country that a coup happened in. And you might be surprised that we are not talking about Gabon the way we talk about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because, of course, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time talking about situation that I know for sure that it's not a change. It's still the continuation of the hold of Europe and America in a disguise. I'm not going to do that because I wasn't even sure when that happened. But initially, when this coup happened, I brought the information here for those of you who had watched. We were happy that Ali Bongo was taken out. This man ruled for he couldn't even move. When he moves, he shakes. Okay, and he was always in France. He don't even stay in Gabon. You don't know what is happening in Gabon. And when I now realized that the present military leader of Gabon is a relative of this same Ali Bongo, that was when I gave up. I said, is it only this family and their relatives that are present in Gabon that can rule? Do not get it twisted. Like I told you, I keep telling you, Africa prior to this time was not under a democratic leadership. They had their own rulership system. We had kings and queens who rule, and depending on the region, their succession procedures are different. It can be from one family to the other, and it can be just a line of kings and of queens, and the descendants take over, depending on however it is. But if we are following the African rulership system, let's know we are following the African rulership system. If not, any other thing is something we copied, and it might not work at the end because people will always take advantage of it. Okay, so when I realized that he was a relative of this same man that they claimed that he orchestrated a coup and took him over, took him out of power, I'm like, it's a game these people are playing. They know what they are doing. And for him to just announce that he's going to run for election and he's coming back as a president, a democratic president, I'm like, okay, okay. Anyway, let me reserve my comments, but let's listen to this information from TRT Africa.
Gabon's military leader has made a big national announcement on his birthday. General Brice Oligui Nguema said he would run in the upcoming presidential elections set to take place in April. While making the declaration, which coincided with his 50th birthday on Monday, Nguema said he will seek a 7-year term as part of his vision of a Gabon rising from the ashes. He came to power through a military coup that ended the 55-year rule of the Bongo dynasty, although he is also a member of the Bongo's extended family. He toppled President Ali Bongo Ondimba, who had ruled since 2009 after succeeding his father Omar Bongo, who ruled for 42 years. General Nguema had pledged to hand power back to civilians in the oil-rich Central African country after an interim period. However, electoral rules approved by the Transitional Parliament in January paved the way for members of the military and magistrates to stand for election. He said in a speech at a gathering attended by his supporters and government officials in the capital, Libreville, that after careful reflection and in response to your many appeals, I have decided to be a candidate in the April 12th presidential election. He promised to address the numerous issues facing the country, particularly its electricity crisis. It is not immediately clear whether Nguema will contest under a political party or as an independent candidate. Around 20 would-be candidates had already withdrawn last week, according to local media reports. Bryce Oligingema was born on March 3, 1975 in southeastern Gabon. He trained at Morocco's prestigious Meknes Royal Military Academy in 1997. As a young officer, Ngema served under long-standing leader Omar Bongo from 2005 as his aide-de-camp until Bongo's death in 2009. He then worked for 10 years as a military attaché at Gabon's embassies in Morocco and Senegal. He returned to prominence in 2019 when he was appointed as the Republican Guards intelligence chief in charge of security at the presidential palace. He was promoted to general 6 months later. Amid disputes over presidential elections in 2023, he led a coup against President Ali Bongo, who attempted to secure a third term in office. Ngema's ascension to power was celebrated across the country, raising hope for more freedom and prosperity. Now that he has announced his intention to extend his rule, his popularity will be tested.
J'ai décidé d'être candidat à l'élection présidentielle du 12 avril 2025.
Les mains levées vers le ciel, comme pour dire la prière de notre Père, qui est aux cieux, que ton nom soit sanctifié et que ton règne vienne sur Brice-Clotaire, sur la terre du Gabon comme au ciel. Père céleste, voici Brice-Clotaire, le jour du cinquantenaire de son anniversaire, qui affirme que ton esprit lui a parlé d'aller perdre les brebis de la terre gabonaise pendant les 7 prochaines années. Oligui est probablement le seul qui au jour d'aujourd'hui peut aller chercher les fils prodiges qui ont perdu la foi et se sont détournés du droit chemin. Oligui est capable de faire asseoir Barabbas, Cephas, Ananias et Jonas sur une même table pour les intérêts du Gabon. Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema, le cinquantenaire, est actuellement la personnalité la plus populaire de l'Afrique.
All right, Your Majesties, you heard that right. So, almost 20 presidential candidates had withdrew when he made the announcement that he was going to run for the presidential election. Just imagine you're a military leader. You say, like, they had to withdraw because you want them to come and compete with a military general who is already in power. Like, of course, the moment he announced that he's going to run for that election, he had won the election already. Because, of course, who's going to drag that power with him? He had won it already. So, anyway, I think this is what some of you like, because a lot of you are even trying to force the Sahel leaders. You want to force Captain Traore into this same thing. You want to force Chiani into this same thing, and General Goita, you want to force him into this so-called democracy. So I believe you are happy now that Gabon is going back to democracy. The democracy that they said it was not okay. The military came and said, anyway, like I told you from the beginning, I had this feeling that the moment I heard that he is a relative of that same family that was ruling for over 50 years, I just had it in me that they know what they're doing. They are aware of what they're doing. So I'm not just going to waste my time and keep talking about something that tomorrow you see that all your effort is just wasted. Okay? So, of course, he's going to win the election for a fact. He had even won, because who are you to go and compete with your present president who is a military general, told you he's coming back for 7 years? Who are you to go and compete? So that is it. And like I said, a lot of Africans are waiting for situations like this. A lot of Africans love democracy so much that they hate the Sahel leaders for what they are doing. And they keep forcing them to, resign so that democracy can take over. I don't know. Africans, it is when we are suffering that we are happy. It is when we are, we are in a dire situation that we are happy. It's like we always want to be the one shouting, hey, our leg is paining, my hand is paining me, my leg is paining me. It's like we always want to keep complaining all our lives as Africans. So we would want to push ourselves into situations that will keep making us to complain. The situation that will help us out, we will not want it. It's the one that will make us complain that we want. You see? Remember that journalist that was interviewing Ibrahim Traore, and he was asking him, so when are you stepping down for civilian to take over, or when are you doing this? When are you returning the power to the civilian government, or are you going to come back as a civilian? You know, they were asking him questions of when would the military leave? Military is ruling you, and you are happy. You are achieving what you have not achieved for decades. You have peace of mind. You are okay. What is even with this democracy leadership? I don't understand. Maybe you explain to me, because the thing, I don't get it. What is it with democratic leadership? That Africans are tired with democracy. What is democracy? Doesn't mean they have done something on our head that will not be okay with something that is okay with us. So anyway, I just felt like I should show this to you so that you see what is going on, the way politics is played even at this time in the continent of Africa. For an oil-rich nation like Gabon to be having crisis with their electricity, to be having crisis with other sector, it shows that something is wrong with the rulership system. Okay, something is wrong. And I keep telling you, when you look at Burkina Faso, the way Burkina Faso situation was, you would never have believed that things can turn around within the short time that Ibrahim took over. The situation that Burkina Faso was in, you wouldn't have believed. If someone would tell you that Burkina Faso would change, you wouldn't believe it. You say, no, it's not true, it cannot change. But look at it, it changed. Burkina Faso is a military leader. Ibrahim Traore and the Sahel leaders are military leaders. The Gabon leader is also a military leader. So it's not about military leadership. It's not about democratic leadership, but the heart of the one who is ruling the people. But for all these years, we have seen that democracy is not working. Now, this man took over power because he felt like the democratic leadership of the Ali Bongo family was not working. That's why he came in as a military and took over. And now he is going back to democratic leadership. Was he pressurized? Is the West trying to lure him into something? What is going on? A lot is happening that we've not seen yet. But anyway, whatever happened from that end, I'm here to still bring you the information. I knew it's gonna end up like this. To me, he wasn't that steadfast as the three leaders in the Sahel. And we've seen it for ourselves. But I'm going to leave you here today. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself. Love others. Stay safe. Stay positive. Always your majesties. Bye for now.